We will forward thank you. We will forward it out to you so you know all the information will be at your fingertips. So my name is Stephanie Martini. I am the academic advisor for AODC, which is our accelerated online degree completion program here. We're gonna kind of break things down for you. First, we're gonna do some University of Michigan fast facts. So there, of course, you know about our big sister in Ann Arbor. There's just, some people have some questions about how we're all related and that kind of thing. So this is gonna kind of go over that. First, there are the 3 campuses. There's us in Flint, there's one in Dearborn, and then there's Ann Arbor. We have some differences and we have some similarities. Some differences are the majors. There are some majors that we offer that maybe Ann Arbor doesn't, or Dearborn offers that we don't, or so on and so forth. Costs are different. Our tuition is set by us, which is different than Ann Arbor's and is different than Dearborn's. And our admission standards are different. Our GPA level is different, SAT scores and all that kind of stuff is different. So the idea between the different campuses is that somebody who may not be able to get into Ann Arbor for one of those reasons is able to get into maybe Flint or Dearborn and still have that same kind of education, the same kind of degree and diploma, which is where our similarities are. When you come to U of M Flint, you go to U of M Dearborn, the students know that they're still getting that same level of quality education. The degree is still going to say University of Michigan on it and all of that praise and everything that goes with that. So it's still a really cool thing to have and a really good name to have on there. So for our AODC, so the reason why we're talking to you guys about this is because it's a brand new initiative that we have worked on for, like Roy said, almost a year. And it's kind of, it's really cool actually, because it's geared for adult learners. So this is going to be for your students who are, we're saying about 25 and up. Obviously, I mean, there's no age limit on or anything, but this is just the ones that are, maybe they're coming to us because they have families or they have a full-time job. So they're not our typical college students. So their priorities are a little bit different. This program is geared specifically for them, and we're going to talk about that in the next few slides. First, it is problem-centered. It's not content-oriented. So we want them to come to us with their real-life situations. This includes their experiences they have, any mistakes they have. We're bringing all of that into the content that they're talking with the instructors with. It's a lot more give and take rather than just the instructor kind of just spewing out content at them and for them to just have to learn that. It's a lot more of experience-based, a lot more information is coming together with that. There's going to be more flexibility in completing assignments. So it's not going to be, as rigorous that it has to be done this way or that kind of thing. So it's a little bit different that way. Study and engage when the student is able. There are going to be some deadlines. They are online classes. They are going to be deadlines, and all that are still going to be very, very much there and going to be, needed and everything. But it's going to be a much more at the kind of flexibility level, which is nice. And with that, the learning outcomes are the same. So the students are still expected to learn what each class is giving and what those outcomes are what the outcomes of each class are, just differently, if that makes sense. Okay, Roy, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, thank you, Stephanie. So as Stephanie said, the program is really structured for adult learners and their schedules and their busy lives, their complicated lives. And so one of the key features of our AODC is that all the courses are online asynchronous, so they can tune into the courses, meet the requirements. Again, we're going to be flexible, but there will be deadlines, and they do have to complete the coursework within the 7 weeks. As I mentioned, they're 7-week courses, so it's very, as the name suggests, accelerated. We want students to come in, take a couple of classes, probably not more, and just take care of those 2, focus on those 2 courses, and get the most out of that experience. We have 6 different start times. The first half of each major semester, and then in the spring and summer. So students can really start this program when they're ready, when they're interested, when they're motivated. We have a pretty thought through, thorough course rotation. So students can come in, if something comes up, and they have to stop out for a 7-week period, they can jump back in. We know when the courses that they need will be available again. So there really won't be any real loss of time. There might be some adjustments to the schedules, but we can work that out. And the important thing is that the courses that we have available are going to be reliably available. We are going to be able to say, here is your course of study, and you should be able to complete that, presuming that they're successful in their courses. This is a Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies degree. And as a bachelor's degree, it's going to require 120 credits. It's going to require all of the general education coursework that is part of the University of Michigan Flint's degree programs. They need to have 33 hours of upper division coursework for a bachelor's degree. And then there will be elective courses, as well as really the focus of the interdisciplinary studies degree are the certificates that students will complete. And we have 3 certificates in that are part of the degree program. A cybersecurity fundamental certificate. All of these certificates are 12 credits, 4 classes, 3 credits each. A data analytics and interpretation certificate. Not only will students learn how to do data analysis, they'll also be able to learn how to communicate their findings, tell the stories that are behind the numbers. And then a certificate in digital communication. As I mentioned, Gen Ed, 33 hours, and we have 33 hours of residency. So the last 30 credits have to be completed within the BIS in the AODC curriculum. Okay. Finally, we have built into our degree program and built into the accelerated online degree completion program a very robust system of credit for prior learning. So in many ways, you're familiar with how courses and from community college transfer into the University of Michigan Flint. So we're really sort of building on that model. So we will look at any military service or coursework that students have, professional certifications, see if those are equivalent to the learning that is part of our degree program, getting credit through standardized examinations. And then one of the things that we're working on and that we're excited about, because it really, I think, underscores our commitment to lifelong learning and to valuing the experience that your students will bring to our program, is that we want to make sure that any work experience that they have and learning that they achieved through that experience, not just that they worked or they had life experiences, but that those experiences and those work positions brought about significant learning, and that learning would be equivalent to the courses that are part of our curriculum. And so we will evaluate up to 12 credits in terms of prior learning for the experiences they've had at work or through other activities. So we're excited about that aspect of the program as well. And I think we turn it back over to Stephanie.
Okay, so one thing that we know might be very common with this population of students is that they are a little apprehensive to going back to school. Maybe they're a little apprehensive of doing it completely online, especially if they're juggling work or family or just anything that's can be a lot. So we want to make sure that you guys know, so that you're able to pass this information on to the students, that all of our online students, specifically the AODC students, are receiving a lot of our support services. They have actively involved professors. Actually, Roy is one of the professors that they'll have quite often in the program. They'll have him first to introduce them, and then he's also the N one at this point, I think, right? Yes. So they'll have him quite often, as well as other professors who genuinely care about these students and they genuinely want them to succeed and will do whatever they can to help them succeed. And with that, they'll also have all-inclusive advising services from pre-admission to graduation. That will be through me. And when we mean all-inclusive, that means if they have any question at all regarding the university, they can always just come to me and I will get that answer for them. Pre-admission. So from right now, if you're working with a student, you're like, you know what, this student might be a good choice for this, have them meet up with me now. This can be through email. It can be, some of them can be face-to-face. I do come to some of the community colleges, otherwise virtual, phone, whatever works best. And I will talk to them now, talk to them about if there's any other classes that they could take at the community college. Like Roy had said, there's 30 credits that they have to do with us, but those gen eds, if they have those done at the community college, that works out perfect for us. So I'll help them, pick out those classes. If they have any questions about the transfer process, we know that can be quite daunting sometimes. So I will definitely help with that as well, all the way up to graduation. So I will be with them every step of the way with any questions they have. So it's a really nice thing for them to just have the one person, especially because they're not able to go to campus, or they're not expected to go to campus, which is another thing. It is a completely online program, so they will never have to go to campus. I always recommend students go to campus because it's a really cool campus and it's very fun, but they don't have to. They'll never have to go if they don't want to. But I'll be their face of the campus. So I'll be, if they need anything, I'm there. We have tutoring that's online. We have the writing center that's online. Our library resources are huge. We share a library with U of M Ann Arbor. So the amount of resources that are available is ridiculous. It's a huge amount of resources. Online support, our Office of Online and Digital Education. So any kind of questions or any kind of support that they need with Canvas, which is what we will be using for our classes. They have 24/7 support as well as with the ITS help desk. So any assistance they may need to get going through this, they'll definitely have that support from us. All right, what's next? So if you think you have students, or in a week from now or 2 weeks from now, you think of a student that might be interested, even if they're a little bit interested, even if they have some questions for me, send them my way. Just reaching out to me and talking to me, meeting with me is definitely not, they're not signing any lines. I'm not going to hold them to it and make them come to us or anything like that. I'm just happy to answer any questions they have. Emails are usually the best bet. Get a hold of me. My email is listed. Otherwise, that is my cell phone number. So if they want to call or text that, they can do that as well. So definitely, send them that information. We do have an upcoming webinar next Wednesday, same time, that is geared for the students. So if you want to pass this on to any students that you think might be interested, pass this on to all of your students, whatever you would like. We could definitely, write up something for you if you would be interested in sending out an email to all of your students who might be interested. We can write up an email and forward it along to you for you to forward. That would be fantastic. But if you want to just send them that information about our upcoming webinar, it would be very similar to this. They don't get lunch though, but we will have a lot of information for them and be able to answer any questions that they have. So definitely, send them along for us that way. Otherwise, our website for the AODC program is umflint.edu/AODC. My information is on there. The webinar information is on there. So if you forget everything else, you can at least remember that website, or you'll have it in your email when we send this out to you. And you can always just contact us that way or get a hold of us that way. So we may have done that in record time. So we have plenty of time. So now is a great time. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. We are here to answer your questions. And hopefully, if you guys have anything about the program, we're happy to hear it. Any feedback or anything. I'm going to stop sharing those so I can see everybody if there's anybody sharing.